Hey gang, welcome back. This old sword here. I've been bringing you a few budget blades here and there because I know not everybody's got the loot to get the 200 plus knives, and I feel very fortunate that I have a few of those. This is a $45 budget knife from Artisan. I've had a year or two, and since I got it, it just sort of stayed in the case and hasn't seen any use. But it's an interesting knife, and it is a really nicely made performer on bearings from Artisan Coloring. D2, stainless liners, black G10, comes in a few varieties. I think they're now doing it with copper handles, copper inserts, part copper, fancy stuff. I'm not big on copper handles because they add a lot to the weight. They tarnish easily in your hand. It may turn your skin black, yada yada. So I'm a big fan of G10. Never liked aluminum handles. Titanium's okay, but marks up easy, etc. G10's just such a great all-around material, provided it's well executed. Anyway, get back up a little. This is a very smooth operator. And in the tradition of what's become very popular today as kind of a cleaver style, this style goes back, I would say, a year and a half at least. Interesting little detail they do at the top point of the blade. It's a nice thick stock. We're going to measure it up in a moment. Got the red pivot surround with the Artisan logo there. Got a T8 with a orange surround on the other side. Open back. And yes, there's weight relieving inside. There's 3 large holes that I can see. We'll try shining a light in there for you. See all the peach fuzz in there from my pocket. I think I did carry it a couple of times. Still has the factory edge. So we've got 1, 2, 3 holes on the show side, and we have 1 hole, lightning hole on the liner side, liner lock side. We'll test the sharpness later. I don't think I've touched this at all. Might have touched it on a ceramic. Feels pretty aggressive. I like an aggressive edge as opposed to a highly polished edge. Just because it cuts better in all, especially on slicker materials. Tends to bite. So we've got a nice deep carry pocket clip here, which only will leave the smallest amount of the butt end of the knife hanging out of your pocket. Got G10 for about a 1/4 back spacer that they put in there. Otherwise, it's all open construction. No jimping on the back of the blade. You may or may not like that. We do have, however, a lanyard hole for you lanyard fans. And we've got a pocket clip that will switch to the left side, which is nice. Tip-up carry. Let's take a look at that action again, once we can get it past the detent. Heavy blade, so it just drops right down there. Opens nice and smooth. What's the detent like? You can almost feel it. It slows down a little bit, but it comes with a good detent. Again, D2. A serviceable steel, but not highly corrosion resistant, so you gotta treat it well. Let's get some measurements on this guy. 9 inches overall. and just shy, I'd say right on 4 inches of blade. And we have a nice finger choil, 3.5 inches cutting edge. So yeah, you can get up in there without getting yourself cut pretty well. And they've angled this forward so you don't have the point where the blade ends at the heel that you normally get on a lot of knives. On some of my knives, I don't think I've done it on this one, on some of them, I'll take a little diamond file and very lightly touch that corner if it's poking me. But this one's nice. Let's take a look at the thickness. Well, let's start with the handle first. 0.61, so it's not a skinny one. 0.61. If we go to millimeters, blade stock 3.7, pretty thick stock. And how about a weight on it? Going to be a little heavy, I think. Oh yeah, almost 6 ounces. So although they did all that weight relieving, that blade is pretty substantial. So we're going to call that a 6-ounce knife. That's part of what makes the blade swing out so nice, along with the bearings. Let's take a look at it alongside some of the usuals. Here is the griptilian. So we can see that it's definitely longer than the griptilian. If we go pivot to pivot, it's a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch longer blade. We're at 1. Pivot to pivot. Same size handle. Almost same size blade. It reaches out there just a little bit longer than the rat. Finally, the freak. Benchmade freak. We've got longer overall for sure. Handle is longer. Blade is, I'd say, close to 1/2 inch longer. So this is, again, the Artisan Tomahawk, a $45 knife. I just quickly checked the eBay prices. So usually everybody's pretty in line with that, because most of the larger eBay sellers now are places like Atlantic Knife, eCop, so forth. Some of the bigger online stores, anyway. So you know, yeah, there's some small sellers. There's some people like myself that might sell used knives. I think just check their reputation and you should be fine. So, give me a like and subscribe. I'm going to keep them coming. We have a full range of knives. I've got plenty yet to review from my own collection. A few coming in here and there. So I'm trying to hit all the ranges, trying to hit fixed as well as folders. And enjoy this old sword. Signing out.